The silence before the dawn holds a peculiar weight. As the first faint streaks of light pierce the receding darkness, a new day unfolds, not as a blank canvas, but often as a battlefield. The alarm's insistent summons can feel less like a gentle awakening and more like a declaration of war against our comfort, against the tranquil ignorance of sleep. We stir, and with us, an army of obligations, anxieties and expectations begins to march. How, in this vulnerable moment of transition, do we not merely wake but rise? How do we arm ourselves, not with modern distractions, but with an ancient wisdom designed to fortify the soul against the day's inevitable assaults? The warmth of the bed, the allure of lingering within the cocoon of sleep, these are powerful adversaries in the quiet hour before the world fully awakens. Yet for Marcus Aurelius, this moment was not one for indulgence, but for a profound introspection, a reminder of humanity's true purpose. He understood the profound gravity of rising, not just to a new day, but to a new opportunity for virtue. His words echo across millennia, a gentle but firm rebuke to our inertia. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm? This isn't a call to masochistic suffering, but a summons to alignment with our rational nature. We are born for community, for action, for the exercise of reason and benevolence. To remain supine, clinging to transient comfort, is to deny the very essence of what it means to be human. The morning then becomes the first proving ground of our philosophical conviction, a stark choice between the path of least resistance and the path of purpose. It is in this initial decision to rise that we begin to sculpt the character of our day, not by force of will alone, but by a deeper understanding of our place in the grand design. Once roused, the mind immediately begins its restless dance, flitting between the residue of dreams and the looming shadows of the day's demands. This is the crucial moment to establish the sanctity of your inner world. Before the deluge of emails, news feeds, and external voices begins its relentless assault, the Stoic pauses to fortify the mind, to erect the walls of the inner citadel. Marcus Aurelius, a man burdened by the weight of an empire, keenly understood the necessity of this retreat. Withdraw into yourself whenever you wish to relax, for you have within you such a retreat as will make you feel free at once. This isn't an escape from reality, but a strategic withdrawal to clarity. It's the act of consciously disengaging from the external clamor, the imagined slights, the anticipated frustrations, and turning inward. Within this sanctuary, we find our faculty of reason, our capacity for judgment, our true freedom. The morning is the ideal time to practice this, to consciously choose what thoughts gain entry, to observe the rising tide of sensation and emotion without being swept away. This quiet discipline of the mind, before the day's noise consumes us, lays the foundation for unshakable equanimity, making us not impervious to the world, but master of our response to it. With the inner citadel secured, the next essential step in the Stoic morning is to meticulously sort the incoming stimuli of the day according to Epictetus's fundamental lesson, the dichotomy of control. Before you even contemplate your first task, differentiate between what lies within your power and what does not. This seemingly simple distinction is the bedrock of Stoic tranquility. Epictetus taught us, some things are within our power, while others are not. Our opinions, our impulses, our desires, our aversions, these are ours to command. The body, property, reputation, political office, these are external, subject to forces beyond our absolute control. As the morning unfurls, bringing news, appointments, and unexpected events, apply this rigorous filter. Your boss's mood? Not in your control. Your reaction to it? Entirely within your power. The traffic on your commute? External. Your patience and focus during the drive? Your own domain. This immediate categorization isn't a passive acceptance of fate, but an active disarmament of anxiety. By acknowledging what is not yours to govern, you release the burden of futile worry and misdirected effort. Instead, you channel your vital energy exclusively into that which you can truly influence, your judgments, your intentions, and your actions. This practice transforms potential frustration into focused resolve, rendering you less a victim of circumstance and more a mindful architect of your inner experience. To anticipate misfortune is not to invite it, but to disarm its power of surprise. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, championed the practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This is not a morbid dwelling on calamity, but a sober, rational consideration of what might go wrong, allowing us to mentally rehearse our response. As the morning light illuminates your planned day, take a moment to peer into its potential shadows. Seneca, ever the pragmatic guide, advised, rehearse evils in your mind: exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All the terms of our human lot should be before our eyes. While our modern lives rarely entail such dramatic misfortunes, the principle remains potent. Consider potential delays, disagreements, criticisms, or unexpected setbacks. What if your plans are disrupted? What if a colleague is unreasonable? What if you fail to achieve a desired outcome? By mentally confronting these possibilities, you rob them of their shock value. You allow your rational mind to preempt the emotional surge that often accompanies unforeseen challenges. This mental preparation builds a quiet resilience, not an expectation of disaster, but an inner readiness to meet whatever the day may bring with composure and reasoned judgment. The morning therefore becomes not just a planning session, but a strategic exercise in emotional preparedness. With the potential challenges considered, the Stoic morning pivots to a profound appreciation for the day itself. Seneca reminds us that time is not an endless river, but a series of distinct moments, each a precious, irreplaceable gift. His admonition cuts through the illusion of infinite tomorrows. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. This isn't a call to hedonistic abandon, but to a focused, purposeful engagement with the present. The morning is not merely a bridge to the afternoon, but a complete unit of existence. How often do we postpone our real lives waiting for the weekend, for retirement, for some elusive future state? Seneca's wisdom urges us to dismantle this illusion. Today is the only day we truly possess. What virtues can be practiced now? What can be done today to move closer to wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? This perspective injects a quiet urgency into the morning. It encourages us to approach each task, each interaction, with full attention, understanding its unique value. Procrastination is revealed not merely as laziness, but as a squandering of life itself. By embracing each day as a microcosm of our entire existence, we cease to drift and begin to navigate with deliberate intention, valuing the finite, precious present above all else. Having prepared the mind and embraced the day's preciousness, the Stoic morning culminates in setting a clear moral compass. It's not enough to merely endure. We must strive to live excellently, in accordance with our rational and social nature. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, cut through all pretense, demanding not contemplation of goodness, but its active embodiment. no longer talk about what a good man should be, but be one. This instruction is deceptively simple. It urges us to move beyond abstract ideals and into concrete, virtuous action. As you step into your day, what opportunities will arise for the practice of wisdom, for exercising courage in the face of fear, for acting with justice towards others, for demonstrating temperance amidst temptation? The morning is the ideal time to articulate these intentions, to consciously decide to approach every interaction, every task, with virtue as your guide. This alignment with virtue is not about achieving perfection, but about continuous effort, a relentless striving. It means choosing patience over irritation, honesty over deceit, compassion over judgment. It transforms mundane tasks into opportunities for moral development. The Stoic, armed with this intention, doesn't just navigate the day, they elevate it, seeking to leave every situation and every person a little better than they found them, simply by being the best version of themselves. Before the day's singular demands consume your focus, the Stoic morning offers a moment of profound cosmic perspective, an exercise in what is often termed the view from above. This practice, championed by Marcus Aurelius, involves mentally detaching from your immediate circumstances to observe the vastness of the universe and the fleeting nature of human affairs. He urged us to look down from above and see the countless herds of men, the countless ceremonies and the journeys of various kinds, both in storm and calm. Imagine yourself soaring above the world, seeing your city, your country, your planet, as a tiny speck amidst the boundless cosmos. From this vantage, your urgent emails, your social anxieties, your petty frustrations appear in their true proportion, infinitesimally small. This perspective does not diminish your efforts, but rather contextualizes them. It reminds you of the shared human condition, the universal struggles and triumphs that have unfolded across time and space. This momentary elevation above the daily fray fosters a sense of tranquility and objectivity. It allows you to approach your tasks not with overwhelming pressure, but with a detached earnestness, a recognition that while your efforts matter, they are but a tiny thread in the immense tapestry of existence. The view from above is a potent antidote to self-importance and a powerful catalyst for equanimity, grounding your morning in the profound humility of cosmic scale. Finally, having prepared your mind, committed to virtue and gained perspective, the Stoic steps into the day with a unique understanding of obstacles. Where others see impediments, the Stoic sees invitations. This radical reframing, most eloquently articulated by Marcus Aurelius, transforms every challenge into a chance for growth. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This profound insight is not mere optimism, but a fundamental principle of Stoic physics and ethics. Every difficulty, every moment of resistance is not an external force preventing your progress, but the very material upon which your virtue is forged. A difficult conversation becomes an opportunity to practice patience and clear communication. A setback in a project offers a chance to exercise resilience and innovative problem-solving. A moment of injustice demands your commitment to fairness and moral courage. Therefore, as you encounter the inevitable friction of the day, do not recoil. Instead, lean into it. See it not as a barrier, but as a path. The Stoic morning ritual, culminating in this understanding, equips you not to avoid hardship, but to embrace it as the very grist for your philosophical mill. The day's challenges are not distractions from your purpose, but rather the essential means by which that purpose is realized and your character strengthened. And so, the quiet moments of dawn transcend mere waking. They become a deliberate forge where the self is tempered and the mind sharpened for the day ahead. This Stoic morning routine is not a rigid set of instructions, but a deeply personal philosophical practice, a dialogue with the sages of old as you stand on the precipice of a new day. It is a journey inward, to fortify the spirit, to discern what truly matters, and to arm oneself with the unshakable calm that comes from knowing what is truly within our power. It is in these early hours, before the world's insistent clamor can fully penetrate, that we cultivate the wisdom to distinguish, the courage to act, the justice to connect, and the temperance to endure. The goal is not to eliminate all suffering or avoid all challenges, for these are inherent to the human condition. Rather, it is to cultivate an inner posture of unwavering resolve, to meet the day's inevitable assaults not with frantic reaction, but with reasoned intention. This ancient wisdom offers a timeless blueprint for living a life of purpose and tranquility, not in isolation, but in the heart of the world. It is a daily commitment to becoming more human, more rational, more virtuous. The morning then becomes a sacred threshold, where we consciously choose to step forth not as passive recipients of fate, but as active participants in the grand, unfolding drama of existence, ready to transform every moment into an opportunity for growth, for virtue, for true living.